Sure.
The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves. And the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. Gordon Granger, Union General, June 19, 1865. An editorial in the Cincinnati Enquirer read, "Slavery is dead. The Negro is not. And there is our misfortune. Set me free and rescue me from foreigners whose mouths speak lies, whose right hands are deceptive. Then our sons will be like plants nurtured in their youth, our daughters like corner pillars that are carved in the palace style. Our storehouses will be full, supplying all kinds of produce. Our flocks will increase by thousands and tens of thousands in our open fields. Our cattle will be well fed. There will be no breach in the walls, no going into captivity, and no cry of lament in our public squares. Happy are the people with such blessings. Happy are the people whose God is the Lord." Psalm 144, 11 through 15. When they ask us where freedom is found, I'll tell them it's not always where you'd expect. Sometimes it's found sailing under starless skies over treacherous waters into the mouth of a shark, where you will live as stolen and abused people. Raising children without knowing if you will still have them tomorrow, or if they will be sold away, or worse. It's found even in having no autonomy over your body or your choices or your time, but all the while having hope. Hope in a God who says you are his and it is he who makes you free. When they ask us what freedom is, let's tell them it's never surrendering, never just surviving, but striving toward the future. An inheritance we will leave to our children and grandchildren, an inheritance of dignity, of beauty, of faith and strength. It's leaving a legacy of growth amidst grief, joy amidst sorrow, self-respect amidst degradation, and perseverance in the face of powerful opposition. When they ask us how we made it over, we won't speak only of scars and stolen pride. We won't speak only of decimated cultures and genocide. We won't only tell them of chattel slavery and wicked laws, of auctions and atrocities, of fear and fury, of pain and peril, of ripped muscle and cracked bones, of broken teeth and broken souls. No. We won't only speak of how even now we have to contort ourselves to please and code switch conform in one place and then conform again in another, control hair and speech and culture so as to be employable and please those who have the power in uniforms and boardrooms. And so by the time we get home, we can't remember who we are. No, when they ask us how we made it over, we will lift our hands, not in surrender, not at anyone's demand, but in praise, in joy, and in laughter. And we will open our mouths and say that when the men carried to us the news of the end of slavery, we knew it wasn't really the end. For centuries of injustice will not be undone overnight. But we didn't need man to give us any victory, because our souls were always free. Freedom is defined as the state of liberty that results from not being oppressed or in bondage, and this doesn't just happen physically, but mentally and spiritually, because evil creates strongholds, creates scars, creates layers on layers of generational burdens for the future to carry, and with time and the transformative power of Christ to lay down. Look around. Redemption has not yet fully come, and yet we celebrate. Not because we're fully free in this reality from mass incarceration, mass indoctrination, poverty felt in pockets and souls, communities of brokenness, and people searching for relief in drugs and drinks testify that we are not fully free, but we are not where we used to be. We broken pieces of stained glass artistry, and that's worthy of celebration. We are a people who refuse to let history's past be a deadly weapon aimed at our tomorrows. See, we live between two worlds, live in the in-between of parted seas, not free on one side and free as the wind on the other. Baldwin once said, people are as free as they want to be. See, freedom will never be given by those who benefit from withholding it. It must be claimed through persistence and hope and action and love. The truth is, while freedom can be concealed and temporarily repealed, it can never be fully defeated. Not when we continue to serve a Savior who is seated on the throne. It is He who fights for us, He who reigns victorious, and this is the inheritance I will leave my children and my children's children, that a people whose God is the Lord will always be free. Yeah.